This is Luke Peters of Sift News Commentary, where we analyze and break down news coverage of US and Canadian foreign policy. Today, we'll dive a bit deeper into the Venezuelan crisis.
Without any power, you can't buy food. You can't get fuel for a generator. Hospitals are struggling to keep on working. It's a country in darkness. People are dying.
Blackouts in Venezuela are not uncommon, but over the past month, the Venezuelans have experienced an extended period of power outage throughout the nation. Juan Guaido and those who support him, like the US, Canada, and its allies, have taken the opportunity to criticize the failure of Maduro's government for the blackouts, an understandable conclusion to draw from the economic mismanagement of his government. While on the other hand, Maduro's government blames the US for sabotaging the electric grid through a cyber attack, or a series of cyber attacks, a bold accusation that surely requires evidence to substantiate. His government has sought the help of Russia, China, and Iran to help investigate his claims, although any conclusion they come to must be put through the test of their political bias. In 2010, a memo by a US-funded soft power organization called Canvas, the Center for Nonviolent Action, was released by WikiLeaks, describing tactics on how to undermine Hugo Chavez and spin potential energy cuts, such as the ones we're seeing today, on him, among many other options. Juan Guaido has been remarked seemingly as a nobody who stepped into the spotlight to answer the call of Venezuelan injustice, sweeping many democratic leaders off their feet with his heroic stance against the alleged fraudulent President Maduro.
Far from the chaos in Venezuela, a message from the man who would be president. Juan Guaido urges them to increase pressure, but the countries gathered here need no convincing.
El momento para la transición democrática en Venezuela.
Justin Trudeau spoke with Guaido on Sunday to pledge Canada's support. Today, his foreign minister chaired a gathering of countries calling for Maduro to go.
Venezuela, under Nicolas Maduro's rule, has descended into chaos.
It is shameful that the government of Canada and Justin Trudeau is lining up with Donald Trump, with the authoritarian thug Bolsonaro, the president of Brazil, and is in fact recognizing a coup, an illegal coup. This is not respecting the people of Venezuela.
Canvas has trained Guaido in the past, and while his position of attempting to sway supporters away from Maduro to his side by using the outages as a watershed event isn't illegal, he was previously involved in the aforementioned 2010 Canvas memo about how to undermine Chavez, which is not a fact to be taken lightly, given his attempts to now try it on his successor, Maduro. Canvas is funded through the CIA program, the National Endowment for Democracy, which is the main arm of US foreign efforts in regime change. Given Guaido's ties to CIA-funded programs, which directly ties him to the US, are his interests aligned more with his countries or with foreign governments and their agencies, and does this move, when the US has openly wanted Maduro out, indicate collusion? Last episode we briefly touched on Guaido's public relations stunt with the 8 truck. The 8 truck was ordered by Guaido and was accidentally set ablaze by anti-Maduro protesters throwing Molotov cocktails. While neither Guaido nor the US staged the actual fire, officials and anti-Maduro Venezuelan journalists, and yes, they do exist under this apparent dictator, implicate Maduro's government as human rights abusers starving the country. This false flag event is being described as an increased attempt to further the US militarization agenda in Venezuela.
A Venezuelan journalist tweeted this report, blaming Maduro. 12 minutes later, Senator Marco Rubio retweeted the unsubstantiated claim. National Security Advisor John Bolton weighed in soon after. And then USAID Administrator Mark Green claimed that Maduro had ordered the burning. Secretary of State Pompeo tweeted out the same visuals that evening. None of the U.S. officials offered any definitive evidence supporting their claim. They doubled down on Sunday talk shows.
There's a sick tyrant, Maduro, who's denying food to starving Venezuelans and medicine to sick Venezuelans, burning trucks with... This is the worst of the worst of a tyrant.
And officials continued to cite the burning trucks at the UN Security Council.
Armed gangs, thugs, and criminals released from prisons were mobilized to control the border. Their actions led to the burning of humanitarian assistance rather than its protection.
There are shortages in certain goods, but many of these are from US companies that Venezuela relies heavily on for imports, as well as the fact that Venezuela cannot purchase US dollars for the sale of their main source of income, oil, and therefore cannot trade in US dollars to import goods or face further deficits. This predatory economic tactic enforced through sanctions isn't the root cause of the problems, but it surely has made the country worse and has opened up gates for criticisms of Maduro's government being anti-humanitarian and brutal.
President Guaido, President Donald Trump asked me to be here today to deliver a simple message to you and to the people of Venezuela. Estamos con ustedes. We are with you, 100%.
That was U.S. Vice President Mike Pence speaking before a gathering of the Lima Group today in Colombia. He reaffirmed American support for self-declared Venezuelan President Juan Guaido. Pence also announced new U.S. sanctions targeting Venezuela's government. That measure follows a weekend fraught with violence and tension in Venezuela. The attempt to usher humanitarian aid past security forces and into the country ended with hundreds of injuries and at least 3 deaths. And it doesn't look like embattled President Nicolas Maduro is any closer to relinquishing power. But are sanctions really the path forward to unlocking the political stalemate gripping the country? What else can be done?
Claims about Maduro's authoritarian government are not unfounded, and he has seized power over many aspects of Venezuelan political and economic landscape. Criticism of Maduro being a brutal dictator and violating numerous human rights violations are another topic entirely. While Maduro's government has sought to offer food plans for many of his citizens, it seems that only those who openly support his government receive benefits. By using QR codes through fatherland cards, which monitor social media, voting patterns and political affiliations can lead to benefits such as food and medicine, only through pro-government activity. This intrusive favoritism is not unlike the upcoming social credit program in China, which is currently under global scrutiny as Xi Jinping approaches his permanent rule over China. Thank you for watching today's episode. If you'd like to stay updated for more, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you'd like to leave your thoughts, have anything to add, or had any issues with the topics discussed, please feel free to comment. Till next time.